We are there for people when they're ready to wake up, because they'll show up and you'll know what to say from your own experience. We don't have to plan that. We're already there. We have to be willing to be there. We're willing. We want it. We're choosing to make a difference. That's a choice we've made. Everybody that's listening to this chose to make a difference. That's what this whole thing is about, is connecting. And we're connecting based on that desire to make a difference in a way that's about beauty and truth and love, integrity, and all of those wonderful richnesses that we're allowing back into the world. So we'll be there. We are ready. We're preparing for it by healing ourselves, by working on our own stuff, clearing it away, trusting our intuitive more and more, trusting our feelings more and more, and then changing our feelings when it's appropriate. Consciously making the choice to change our feelings when it's appropriate, like going from self-pity to happiness, just because we choose it. And then when we choose it, our surroundings and our world and everything changes too, because that's what happens. You know that through physics. That's what our physicists have brought into the formula for us to understand better. So we don't really have to worry about that or plan that too much. I think in each way in our own practice, it's the thing is to keep remembering to be happy, to keep sharing happiness with others, and to let people know that they're their own guru. But at the same time, you can share practice. Well, this works for me. This chant works for me. This affirmation works for me. Try it. This ritual works for me. Try it. And we're just passing recipes along. But what we want to do is never fall into the trap of allowing the wounds. So when we hear the woundedness from the person that we're engaged with, to not support that. But to remind them, that's when you want to be a catalyst, and you want to remind them that they created it all, and that they have the power to change their thoughts, and they can choose to be happy right then and there, and to just try it.
So the best thing you can do for others is actually to look for the best in others. Because when you look for the best in others,
absolutely, yeah,
that's what you bring out.
I see only good.
That's how Jesus healed.
Really?
He didn't see him sick. He saw him healed. And they became healed because he saw him that way. That's how I understand it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, though. Because so many people are interested in helping other people and making a difference. That's a big thing now for everybody. I mean, they're all messengers and we're all delivering this message. And I think that the best way to do that is to live it yourself, is to practice it yourself. I mean, like, I know that we create our own reality. I heard that. I read it in a book, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And, okay, what am I going to do with it? Well, I had to figure out how to live it. What does that mean, I create my own reality? Show me what that means. And right away you get the answers that you want. And know that there is more than the physical. More than the physical. Well, what does that mean? And then all of a sudden animals are talking to you, and yes, okay, I get that. I trust that. And then the confirmation comes, and with the confirmation comes the celebration that brings more and more and more and more and more. And the thing is, we were doing it before. You see, you have really, came in when the consciousness has already been a little bit up there from where it was when I came in, to this lifetime anyway. So, that heaviness, and you and are observant to your own heaviness and your own stuff. So you can imagine. But look at what we've done in such a short period of time in relationship to the consciousness movement prior to that, and how long it took and the changes. This is very fast forward. Everything's happening quick.
Well, yeah. And there's one thing that the same way that vibrations work is that being here and thinking the thoughts that I'm thinking in my head, even if I don't say them, they're still being felt. And because our energy fields are next to each other, our energy fields are those. What I'm feeling is going to resonate in other people. Ooh, I just figured out. It is the ascension frequency, and it is our conscious ascension and us holding the love and light and those vibrations in us that will make other people resonate with those feelings. Because they don't have to create them themselves.
Well, that already is happening. You go into the company of the Dalai Lama. You feel happy. You just look at him and you feel happy. So that's it. That's exactly what we're talking about. You clear yourself out, you become light, and then everybody's going to feel the light around you.
Yes, the light, the love, the energy, the power of source that flows through you. That's what wakens people up. Is that having that energy, that ascension frequency, as some call it, that awakening frequency, that you hold that in you at all times and let it flow through you, and then
so you can walk around and touch people.
you don't even have to touch
You
them.
don't have to touch them.
But touching would increase the amount of attraction, or the amount of transference, because you have conduction versus radiant energy. And when you have conduction, I know we have crude technology, but that's the difference between Wi-Fi and, fiber optic versus slow vibrating molecules, or you have light traveling and communicating. Oh, and it's also really fascinating, just on a side point, that they now have lasers now, that they can slow down the speed of lasers so that they can compress data in a laser, so that they can send out one tiny blip of a laser and send, gigabytes worth of data in one laser pulse. So, but there's one thing that's very true about all of this, is that every piece of technology is just a crude adaptation from something that we can physically do with spirit. Mm-hmm. And especially our special batch of human bodies on this planet, as I understand it, we have a special body, and especially our pineal gland. Our pineal gland, apparently, if it was only 20% active, we could turn ourselves into light orbs and fly around the universe at a whim and just blink across the universe.
All right, well, that's happening. It's happening.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So it's like, we don't need starships. We don't need, Star Trek transporters. Scotty doesn't need to beam us up. We can beam ourselves up.